Alright, so we're going to run the Ferrari this time. So let's see, and we'll have a pretty good field because everybody's running GTE, it looks like. Anybody I recognize? No, not really, but that's okay because I don't have hardly any practice. I got one lap in, and I'm using a setup I was working on for Road Atlanta. So I don't know how good it's going to be. I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? Nah, looks like it'll work. Not so sure about my differential and drivetrain, but it'll be alright. And I don't know what, wait, let's do this. Let's crank this down. Because I don't know what the tire pressures even should be here. So yeah, super prepared as always. But maybe, just maybe, it'll be alright. So we'll see.
You got about 5 laps of fuel.
Probably should do a slow out lap, but yeah, I never do that. Problem is I'm going to try to run the HPD lines, and that's going to cost me. Might take me half the race to get it figured out what lines I should run. Come on, John. Went in there a little bit too hot. Yeah, see, I definitely could do some tweaking on the setup right there to allow me to flat foot it through that corner. Because right now it's not going to do it. I could feel the front end get real light and start to wash out.
Green flag, green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
Alright, let's see what we can do.
You got about 2 laps of fuel.
Got in there a little bit too late. Had to lift. So that probably cost me a half a second up this straightaway. Front end just doesn't feel real planted. It's nothing I can't drive around, but it's definitely something that I'd like to take a little time to kind of tweak.
One more lap. 2 minutes 12.758.
Ruslan, how you doing, man? There, that was better that time. I got a little bit lateral slide, but not too bad. Now you've changed your name to Bay, huh? Just not getting real aggressive with this car. Too much sliding. Yeah, I'm way off. These guys are gonna kill me. These guys are gonna slaughter me.
There's the flag, it's over.
That's alright. See what I can do. I'll be right back.
Just not as fast as the Ferrari, of course. I get a mic check.
Headset, there we go.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
Alright, so see how bad we can mess this up. So I qualified 5th. I guess that's about as well as I can hope for. Don't wreck you. Where are you at? I'm looking for you. That's about as well as I can hope for with no practice in this car. I felt the second lap starting to get a little better. I wasn't taking the HPD lines quite as much, but that's going to be a hard thing to avoid. So used to the HPD lines that it's hard to break that habit. So I'm gonna do what I can.
Ready, going green. The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
Oh, I heard the sound of cars touching.
Right into the side. Nice.
Car right. Still there. Hold your line. Clear on the right.
Yeah, that lateral slide's starting to get old. I've got to do something about that. Got to stop running it into the corner like it's an HPD for one.
Minutes 23.979. You're in the top 10.
Moron. You're the one that's all over the track, bud. He just Run out by himself.
Jesus. Okay. I'm on the left side of the car now. Huh. Visually, I felt like I was in the right spot. In an HPD, I would have been.
Car ahead, go right, go right.
Oh, there's one. Jeez, John, come on. Get your head back in this. Go from on the right side of the car to the left. Perspective gets a little messed up.
Minute 13.299. 2 minutes 13.491. Minute 13.237.
Oh, here comes DeVries already.
Car right. Clear on the right.
Uh,
2 minutes 13.799.
for GT cars, I think probably IMSA. But, you know, I can only race the HPD here. So for prototypes, definitely here, because I like the LMP2 cars the best. Looks like Arturo is overdriving it a little bit back there, which is good. Gives me a little breathing room.
What happened there?
I've got to do something with the setup on this car, though. It's just not comfortable at all. It's nothing I can't drive around, but man, it's just driving me nuts. But that's what happens when you do one lap and jump in a race. Really should have done more laps in practice. I don't think I could do anything with Elliott. I'd need to get a lot of practice.
2 minutes.
But I might be able to hang with Kevin.
3.72.
Really need to figure out what the best tire pressures are. No, I don't like them. I don't want to. I want to get beat by somebody's driving, not some pocket protector wearing nerd who figures out the hybrid drive. You know, 'cause that's what started happening. Early on, I was close to world record in just about every track in that car. And then now everybody, you know, I took several months off, I come back and everyone just passed me by, and I figured out they're all using the hybrid drive vastly different than we were early on, which is the way things go. I mean, things evolve, but I prefer a more analog car, like the HPD. The HPD suits me a lot better. Hey Sergey, I don't know. I should be faster than this, but I'm just not. I'm not driving very well. The guy in first is running, about a half a second or so a lap faster than me, maybe a little more. Well, Ruslan, haven't you been paying attention? I give my setups away for free. So that probably will tell you how I feel about them. I mean, if somebody's willing to pay for them, more power to them. But at least for this car, I'm sure they can get much better setups than what I have to offer anyway, if they buy them. At least I'd hope so. Yeah, it may be. I don't know. I don't drive it, so I couldn't tell you. DeVries kicking the shit out of the LMP1 field.
13.299.
Come on,
Hey, John. Oh, yeah. I agree, but sometimes I like to drive the Ferrari.
Car stop on the left. You've got a slow car on the left.
Oh, that's the leader. What happened to him, I wonder? Too much understeer in this setup. Oh, wheel, come on. There. Damn it. I got stuck in gear. Wheel came undone. Well, that put Arturo right back on top of me. Yeah.
2 minutes 14.367.
Yeah, I changed my processor. Went to the 8700K from the 4790, so helps the stream out a little bit.
Car on your left. Still there. Hold your line. Clear. 2 minutes 13.542. Car on your left. Clear on the left.
That wasn't what I needed. See, that's what I'm talking about right there, losing that back.
Car right. Still there. Hold your line. Clear.
See, GT drivers, that's how you allow a prototype to make a clean pass. You don't have to be a dick and turn in on them or block their line.
Minute 14.048.
I just don't have the pace for these guys in front of me.
Car right. Clear. You got about 5 laps of fuel left.
I messed that up a little bit there, or a lot, a little more than a little bit. I usually show them in here, or I put them out in practice sessions. I show them in my stream though. Of course, this setup I don't think is worth having. I don't think this setup's worth having at all. The hell with it. The off tracks are just going to happen.
2 minutes 13.08.
Yeah, this track, when I'm on because I have more zero incident races here than I do anywhere. But when I'm off, man, I will rack up double digit in the 1Xs real quick. See, like that right there, get the fuck out of here. That's a 1X. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do at this point. Just hold this podium and get to the finish.
Two minutes 12.958.
Is it just my imagination, or I started catching up with these guys? Well, maybe I was, I don't know. Fuck me.
You got about 2 laps of fuel.
Yeah, it looks like it there, but like my last lap I ran a 2:12.9, which is my fastest of the race. This lap's not going to be, well, I guess it's going to be close.
Two minutes 13.285. The lead is pitting now.
Yeah, I'm at 11, and I need to save some so I have enough to bump these guys when I catch them. Before anybody that's new loses their shit, that's a joke. I'm not gonna bump these guys.
Minute 13.017.
I mean, after all, my motto is you only get 17 incidents a race. Make them count. Yeah, I'm slowly closing on the leader. I've been closing about a tenth of a second a lap, which means I need 46 more laps. Yeah, this lap by I'm going to pit. I lost time to Kevin in the pits.
2 minutes 39.016.
No way, Christopher.
Right side, clear.
I was a bit late, cost me a little time.
Minute 13.747.
I guess what I can hope for is that Elliott catches Kevin and starts racing him hard. That'd make this play out nicely. 9 minutes.
Car right. Clear on the right. Minute 13.501. You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Slowly catching Kevin. It just shows what seat time does. I've gotten faster as this race has gone on and closed that gap between us a little bit. Because now I'm steadily getting away from Arturo, where early on I couldn't. And I do still need to do something with the setup, make it rotate better. This lap's been a disaster.
Two minutes 13.533.
Twelve incidents.
Two minutes 13.939.
Yeah, the last couple laps I've kind of blown it. I was in a pretty good groove there, but I should be a few tenths faster. Let's see if I can settle in, get a couple good laps in. You see, I've lost ground to him now. I was gaining on him. Comes the Vreezy.
Car right. Clear.
White flag. Well, to stay this close to him, I'm happy. I wasn't expecting this anyway. I was hoping for a top 5.
You got about 2 laps of fuel.
Well, if I'd have put in the proper fuel, I'd actually be ahead of Elliott. But I didn't put in the proper fuel. That's okay. I wasn't sure what it would take, so I didn't want to run out of fuel at the end. Caught too much gravel. Yeah, I'd feel much better about a 24-hour race. I know that over the term of the night I would definitely be able to outpace them. I'm usually better in longer races anyway. As I settle in, I just get faster. That's why we always finish so well in those 24-hour races.
Right, Josh.
Yeah, hell of a run, Kevin and Elliott.
It's over. Great job. You did really well.
Well, I was nervous because I have exactly 1 lap in this car on this track, so I wasn't sure. I've been running the HPD so much that I couldn't get settled into this thing.
Yeah, I ended up with about 30 seconds of damage from that little touch on the wall, which didn't help at all.
Yeah, I was wondering if you got how bad you were hurt, because you definitely weren't on the pace you were at the start.
Yeah, it was about 30 seconds. It was pretty bad.
Thanks, Sergey. I'll take a third. Let's go back and look at the start. Oh, there they were, hitting each other back there.
Great race, Dan. Wow, he just wouldn't move.
Got to do something with this setup, though. I think a little more tire pressure. What do you guys think? Bump it up a half PSI on each one. That might be why it felt better on a longer run. if anybody has any feedback on that, because I'm not 100% on what tire pressures you're supposed to run in this car. But if anybody wants to post in the comments what tire pressure you think would be better, I'm willing to listen. This I've got to do something with. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out. You see early on I was losing ground to them big time. It took me several laps to finally settle in and start running a pace. Thanks, man. You too. You blew away the LMP1 field again.
That was hard. That was super hard. The whole back of my seat's absolutely stoked right now.
Yeah, so is mine.
I've gone through my third shirt today.
Yeah, I got all the one lap of practice in this car, and I decided to jump in. Forgot to change the. I got fast towards the end of the race. I was catching the leader, but I needed about 30 more laps to actually catch him at that point. As I was catching him I was only catching him a tenth a second or so at a time, and he had a 4-second lead on me, so.
I almost took him out in bunches. I was passing him outside in the right hand where he tracked out too far. I'm way too committed to this left hand to take the apex. Luckily, he
Yeah, you know, you could have taken him out. I'd have been all right with it.
Okay, I'm still trying to make up for my wheel died last night.
Uh-oh, yeah. How much did you lose on that one?
147.
Wow.
Yeah, I could have salvaged some of it, but I don't know if it actually took for repairs or not, because I rebooted the gear to fix the wheel, and then when I got back to the car, the tow was done, and supposedly the pit stop was done. I gotta leave the pits and the wheels 20 degrees up.
Yeah, that's no good. I got to do something with the setup on this thing because this car felt horrible. I know it's jumping from the HPD into this with no practice is going to have some kind of effect, but I think maybe I was just pushing it too far into the corners, but I was getting four-wheel slide real bad. And
That's ideal with that one. The Ferraris were having trouble, especially in Fanias. That was like the biggest hurdle. They were just trying to trail there too much and break away from it.
yeah, I think that's probably it. I think I'm just overdriving it.
That could be. Spa's pretty notorious for that. It's way too inviting.
Yeah.
I'll assume.
And Spa's usually one of my better tracks, but I felt out of sorts here all week. Even in the HPD, things haven't quite felt right. I think on this car too, a lot of it's the tire pressures I can't seem to get right. I'm just not, I don't know. I just get this weird understeer from it and this lack of lateral grip.
How low are you at?
I was running 17 in the rear and 17.5 in the front.
How'd it feel in Blanchemont?
I understeer off of it so bad.
Maybe I was late today,
Yeah, and that's what I thought too would be the rake, but I got a lot of rake in this car, man. I got the front, you know, on the ground, and I have 3.4-inch ride height in the rear. So
when I drove the GT3, at least the way I got the car going was I just put a shitload of rake in the thing, and then I absolutely lost the differential. But I take all the rake. So I did max clutch plates and then maybe 12 plates.
oh really? You did max clutch plates?
Yeah, because the way the ramps were way too open in the car. So by increasing the clutch plates, I effectively lowered.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The diff in the GT3 version is different than the one in the GTE, though. Like the GTE, you can control, I think, let's see, wait, let me look again. Okay, you can only control preload in the GTE. For some reason, I was thinking we had decel and accel on this one, but we don't. Yeah, it's just preload. Yeah. That's the thing, it doesn't feel like a differential issue.
Maybe it is great, because the thing is, if it was higher temperature, especially when it wouldn't push its setting.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start with leveling them out. That'll add some rake into the car, because the rear tires were lower than the front tires, so I leveled them with the front. Huh? Well, so that'll add a little rake in the car, so that, I guess, will be a good test bed there.
That could fix that problem, especially if it's considering that faster. It's probably aero related. Although Radeon and blind spot are two different things, because Radeon, the car comes over the crest and then wants to come back down.
Yeah.
So if your dampers are messed up, you could have a nose up situation where you could basically just fighting.
It was.
But that wouldn't be the case in blind spot.
Yeah, it was fine in Radeon and Eau Rouge. It was just Blanchimont. It was bad. I mean, I was losing a lot of time there every lap, I'm sure.
You guys can't take that flat out.
No. No, I was fast into the S turn at the top of Kimmel, but and I was fast heading all the way down out of it, but curve of Paul Frere or whatever, I was pretty fast too. But in Blanchimont, I felt like I was losing all kinds of time.
Think you run a GTE on Monday?
Do what?
Do you think you'll run the GTE on Monday?
Man, I think I'm just going to spectate. I don't want to mess up anybody's championship by changing points, like especially in the HPD. I was thinking about running that, but I go in and win that race, and then that takes away a 3-point, swing from somebody.
You can come run LG.
Nah, I was thinking about it, but I just can't run that car. I'm just not comfortable enough in it right now. I don't want to get in there and mess up somebody's race like I did at Phillip Island. I can't hear you, man. You're cutting out.
I said, understood.
Yeah, I just don't want to mess up somebody's race. That Phillip Island thing kind of stuck in my craw a little bit, because I don't know, I shouldn't have done that. I feel like I could have been a little more cautious, and it was just lack of seat time because I felt like everything was okay and then it wasn't. It's kind of like what happened in this car. You know, I got faster at the end because it was just seat time. This whole race was like practice, and I picked up the pace at the end of the race. But I wasn't comfortable. Like if this guy behind me, Arturo, had fought me early, I wouldn't have really fought him because I wasn't comfortable. You know, with the,
Sometimes it's best to just let them run with it and then themselves.
yeah. Yeah, see, he was like for the first third of the race, he was, I mean, stuck to my bumper, and then I started pulling out a half a second a lap on him after a while.
Is the draft that strong in those cars?
Yeah, draft's pretty strong, but I got faster as the race went on. I started stepping up the pace. Just like, I mean, I didn't fall off as much as they did. On old tires, I seemed to have been a little faster. And it's also why I think I usually do well in those endurance races. I usually do well over longer runs than I do in shorter ones. So I think that had a lot to do with it too, just getting comfortable, getting into a groove a little bit.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to get in the rhythm, and you don't feel like you have to be hot-lapping all the time.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, the two guys in front of me, Volk and Elliot, they just had a little more than I did, no matter what. So everything I had to do would have been taking advantage of situations, like either mistakes they made or, you know, them getting crossed up with traffic, things like that. That'd have been the only chance I really had. But that's okay. No, there wasn't. They all seemed to be okay. There's only one that made a really bad move on me, but you know, I think it was Christopher Hendrick. I'm prepared for what I should do, so it doesn't bother me any. Really? All over the place.
3,500 iRating, it's like a lottery wherever he's going to find.
Yeah, I just, you know, do what I tell GTE cars, you know, when I'm in the prototypes to do. Don't try to outbrake me. Lift a little bit early if I'm on side of you, you know, things like that. You know.
It's more along the line of driving in the middle of the track and straightaway.
Yeah, that shit irritates me.
Oh my god, that's my biggest pet peeve.
Well, I'm just watching a part of I'm watching a replay on my stream, and I just watched a part where LMP1 was behind me, and midway through the corner, I just kind of drifted wide a little bit to let him have the inside on the exit. And it didn't cost me anything, didn't hurt me in any way. I didn't have to do it, but you know, too many times people do something because they think that they're just to be right rather than survive. You know, I don't think he would have hit me, but it didn't hurt me any to give him, you know, that opening to go. But I know so many guys, I've been behind them, that'll just, I mean, race the shit out of you on the exit of the corner too, and try to hold you off. It's like, well, you know, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? Just, you know, lift a little bit, let me get by, facilitate the pass. It's all good. Everybody keeps going.
I completely locked the front tires up, so you know in the LMP1 when you lock the front, they don't unlock easily.
No, it's like they get stuck.
Yeah, we basically just put everyone into a halt in the guard. We almost rear-ended me. It was horrible, but we all got through okay.
Yeah, that's one that I noticed in that car, man. You lock the fronts, and it's like they get glued shut.
Yeah, there's a couple brake settings that you can modify so you don't have to deal with that. But if you lock the fronts, you're done. I really enjoyed running this the last few months. Kind of re-energized me and iRacing.
Yeah, same here. These last 2 weeks, I haven't been back as long, but last week and this week, I've run more than I ran all the last year.
You gonna run HPV next week?
Yeah. Yeah. I was either going to run that. I was really kind of wanting to run the Ferrari, but for the Autobahn teams to be strong, I really need to be in the HPD. So put Billy in. Billy's going to go to the other Autobahn team, run the HPD for that one in place of Sheldon, and I'm going to take over the HPD on our team.
Oh, nice. So what's your thought on 4-driver teams?
I don't know if y'all are okay with it. If you think that's, I'm okay with doing anything. I like the 3-driver format, but I don't want to create a 4th class.
I'm just thinking of using the 4-driver's motor, and then you drop the 5 for the class.
Yeah. Did you talk to Paul about that?
Not yet. I'm gonna reach out to him tomorrow.
Okay.
So I know he's around the base.
So I think we're looking at a March 28th start date. So.
Oh, you're doing the 28th and not the.
Yeah, we're gonna move. We're gonna chop off a race. I had too many races in there, and I misjudged how long after the end of the season it would be. So I'm gonna chop that date off and just move it to the 28th or whatever it is, whatever the next one is, 25th.
Are you doing 14 and I'm.
Huh?
Are you doing 14 races instead of?
No, we're doing 15 races. Or
so you had 16.
Right. Yeah, I had one too many races in there.
Did you throw any cool tracks in the schedule?
No, I haven't written the schedule yet. We always have cool tracks. We always have Watkins Glen, Road Atlanta, Spa.
Have you seen the LeMans schedule for next?
No, I haven't.
So we're doing Baffert.
Oh, that ought to be fun.
We're doing Watkins Glen, boot, hot, no bust out.
That's going to be interesting to see what downforce levels you guys run.
I could be the same as possible.
Yeah, it might be. Don't you run low down or high downforce at Spa?
Yeah, we run high downforce everywhere except Monza, Daytona, and Milan.
Okay.
In Monza we qualify high downforce.
Oh, really? You qualify high downforce at Monza?
Yeah, it's about a quarter second faster. But the thing is, you show down on top speed.
Oh yeah. Well, somebody does what I did at Sebring and Autobahn. And everybody was running medium downforce, and I ran low and was able to get in front of them on the straight and then hold them off in the corners. In the HPD the season before. That was my last Autobahn win. Now that I think about it.
Really?
Yeah, it's the last time I won a race in Autobahn. I ran out of fuel at Road America after that when I had a 30-second lead, and then that's the last time I won. It's 2 seasons ago. Early in the season, like race number 2. Race number 2. Yeah. But yeah. I Road America.
Oh yeah.
I think I finished 3rd in Road America. I just lost all my speed in that car. I don't know what happened overnight. I just wasn't fast anymore. I was 2 seconds off my pace. And I don't know if it's just that I can't stand it so much that I just can't drive it anymore or what.
Well, the setups have evolved quite a bit over the last 6 months.
Oh, yeah, that much I know. Because at one point I had the 2nd fastest lap ever at Road America, and then now I think I'm 140th. It was crazy.
I'm top 5 this season.
Oh, you're flying in that car, man. That thing just fits your, pocket protector brain.
Well, here's the thing. Sai's actually faster than me, but he builds his shit so aggressively that he doesn't have the talent.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen him out qualify you a few times, but that doesn't always mean you're faster, especially in that car. I've seen People qualify ridiculous times, but they can't run it in a race.
My biggest accomplishment this season was beating Cypher Pulitzer.
Yeah, Cy's fast. Cy's fast in every car he gets in.
Of course, that being said, I used his setup and then modified it a little bit. But he got like second or third in Neo Qual.
Wow.
And I was like a second half off the pace back then, and I just worked really hard and ran a good lap and got pole, and that pole actually clinched the championship for me. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And then I just shifted that in. Jubensky lost it going in the first corner and did the 2-foot smash, and I was looking in the apex, I didn't see him get sideways, and all I saw was brake lights, and they just couldn't react fast enough.
Oh man, that sucks.
And I was 6 seconds to left, so because of that, so I had to take that lap, and then I spotted. I got 4. So.
That's good. Oh hey, Elliot.
That was the first time.
Oh, somebody in my stream. There's a guy. Well, Elliot is in my stream. Yeah, you should have run away with that one, man.
Someone. That was the first time I hit someone or something in Autobahn
Since you hit, what was his face here at Spa when the championship was on the line?
No, I was talking about this season.
Oh, okay. I was saying, this is the last time I remember you hitting somebody when you hit that poor guy.
Yeah,
Joe Wren, that's who it was. Joseph Wren.
I was having flashbacks. I have to lock this up in Suzuka.
I know. I was thinking about that. I was like, wow, just think if he was going into Spa with another race where he had to finish 4th or better, you know, to win, and then some shit like that happens.
I mean, he was like 10th or that season. Yeah, I have nightmares every time I come out of Wuhan and I'm passing slower class cars still to
Yeah, I've got to get my speed back in the HPD here. I lost the Benefield the other night.
Benefield's gotten pretty damn good lately.
Yeah, he had about a tenth of the lap on me, and I couldn't do anything about it. And used to be I was a little quicker than him. He was a little more aggressive, but he was just there was nothing I could do about it. I mean, I was running the car on the ragged edge the whole way. I couldn't stay with him. And I've been off the pace in the HPD from what I feel I should be doing anyway. And that car usually just suits me so well, but I don't know, something's off. And I'm sure a lot of it is me and my health issues from the last year, but I still feel like I don't know. I don't feel like I'm slow to react to anything, but apparently I am, because I'm just not. I think I'm just not getting on the throttle as early as I used to. Just little things like that. Just head stuff, man. I've been getting, I don't know, I told you a while back that I had the major concussion that hammered the shit out of my frontal lobe. And so it makes me, I'm real susceptible to migraines. And this last year, medication that I took all of a sudden became ineffective. And after 10 or so minutes in the sim, that's why I was quitting races after a few laps. Just 10 or so minutes in the sim, and I couldn't see straight. So, but I changed medication this year. They put me on some different stuff because they found a couple other things on the last CAT scan that would render the other medication ineffective. So they changed it back in December, and I've been feeling a lot better. That's why I've been racing more, because I can actually sit in here and go through it Where it used to be, you know, I was, shit, 10 minutes into it, it's like eyes were going opposite directions. So, yeah, but, you know, it's all working out, so I was a little scared at first. Back over the summertime, I was kind of worried, but now it's a lot better. But I'm just not quite getting back up the pace. I'm still off where I was, but it's coming back. I mean, hell, I'm happy just running up in the top 5 in this race when I'd had no practice at all. I mean, I have to remember that I didn't practice. I've been running the HPD, so I can't really expect to go out and run with these guys who are actually fast. I just need to run where I can run. Arturo was a good measuring stick. Yeah. Well, that's because I got faster towards the end. Arturo was a good measuring stick because early on, like I said, he was all over me, and then as the race went on, I started getting ahead of him. Elliot and Kevin, they just had more than even with seat time. I'd have had a hell of a time staying with them. Elliot had damage, so. Yep. I gotta mess with this. I really need to mess with the dampers. I haven't done anything with the dampers on this car, and that's usually where I find all my confidence in the HPD, is getting the dampers right. But I didn't have confidence going into the bus stop. I didn't have confidence going through Blanchimont. It just, you know, Pujan was scaring me. And La Source, you know, that's usually where I separate myself here from other people, is how fast I get through La Source. And I was so worried that I was going to run wide every time that I wasn't getting on the throttle early enough.
I remember that's where you were tapping an Autobahn season 2.
Yep, that's where I went around the outside of Gerard to take the lead. So I came out of La Source so strong, I was right on his bumper. Went up Kemmel on the side of him. Yeah, that used to be my spot. It was right there, La Source. If people couldn't pass me, they never could get close enough to draft off Kemmel because I'd come off La Source so strong. But
LV1s are fun because there's 2 different boost patterns from La Source to Lacombe, and there's options there.
yeah, see, that's where I get lost in that car. And people just start kicking my ass because I never used the boost at the right time. Hey, take it easy, Elliot. Thanks for jumping in and hanging out with us. Yeah, you guys figured out those boost patterns, and y'all just left me behind when y'all did that. Because at first, in all the practices at Le Mans, I was 4 seconds faster than anybody in Autobahn, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't stay with anybody.
Hey, I'm still horrible.
Shit. Every race I see you in, you're punishing the field like they, you know, stayed out too late.
Le Mans is my worst track so far, although our team's running a 24-hour race right now that we're leading, and then we get Neo'd by a month and a half, so I get a lot of practice. Plus, it's in officials next week, so I'll have plenty of practice there for Neo.
Next week is Le Mans. Yeah, how come the Endurance Series didn't run this week? Do they not run every week?
They do every other week.
Oh, okay.
And they fuck with the weeks because of the GP Pro.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, this would have been a great track to run a 6-hour endurance race.
Well, they did it last.
They nearly did last week at Daytona, so I guess they're going to do it next week at Le Mans.
I think Le Mans next week. It's Le Mans, Silverstone, and somewhere.
Oh, get this.
Le Mans, Silverstone.
Get this. Kevin O'Keefe is, you know, he's trying to steal Billy away from my endurance teams, and Billy was trying to get Kevin to let me run with them. You know, the 4 of us run Le Mans, And Kevin said no, he didn't want me on the team. I wrecked too much.
Keith didn't want you on?
Yeah. I was like, have you ever seen me in an endurance race, dude? I'm a machine in those fucking things. It's sprint races that I wreck in, but it's still... I wreck so much, I guess I should erase the 226 official series wins that I have.
If you watch one of those in
Yeah. No, I told Billy, I said, I don't care.
he locks the brakes and then, like, hard locks every corner.
I know. I was like, you know, Billy asked me. I was like, yeah. I mean, I wasn't particularly keen on the idea. I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. We can do that. You know, because I don't ever care. Those long races, I like having people in there. But then he said that. He said he didn't want me on the team because I wrecked too much. I was like, I said, now I'm going to make sure I'm in your split so we can beat you by 10 laps. You know, that's all that did was motivate. And Billy's not going to run with him if I don't. Billy's going to run with me. So I'll just make sure we're in the same split, figure out which one of them is going to register the car, and just beat the hell out of them all night, because that's what will happen. I mean, look at us in the 24 hours of Daytona. I mean, every year we always finish second or third in a higher split. LeMans, we do the same thing at LeMans. We always finish good.
Did I show you what happened?
Nuh-uh.